Okay, all set?
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave that in.
So we're starting.
Just how excited you are to be here. All right. Welcome to episode 72 of Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC animated universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And right at the top of the show, let me get something out of the way. Cameron, happy birthday.
Thank you.
We were recording on your actual birthday.
We are.
Which is what an awesome dude you are to come and do this really boring podcast.
No, I
on your birthday.
enjoy doing this podcast. It is a highlight of my week.
That's so nice of you to say that.
Yes. And here is the card he told me to read.
Exactly. I can shred that now. But no, seriously, happy birthday.
Thank you.
You just got to enjoy yourself at a Disney World.
I did.
For the last 2 weeks. It's sort of a coincidental pre-birthday celebration. How was it?
It was magical. I still feel if my energy is low, I'm still in like that Disney hangover phase where like I'm readjusting to the normal non-magic world.
Understandable. I mean, I've had Disney hangover from just being at Disneyland for an entire day or even over a couple of days. And you did 5 days?
I did a week.
You did a week. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, it was everything that I wanted and more.
Real quick for the listeners, I've already heard this, but for them, best ride at Disney World.
Oh, the new Pandora ride
Yeah.
in Animal Kingdom it's so there's like nothing I can compare it to. It's so just otherworldly. And I don't want to go into the details because I didn't know going in. And I think that made the experience a little more magical.
Okay.
But yeah, everyone, if you have the ability to make it to Disney World, whenever in the next couple of years, I highly recommend going to this ride. Get to the park like an hour and a half early because that line, I got there an hour early and the line was already 45 minutes long.
Hoi.
And that was on Magic Hour Day. So for people who don't know.
Oh, so you were already an hour before the general public.
Yeah.
Holy
so
shit.
the park opens at 9 and we got there at 7.
Oh, goddamn.
But for us, because we stayed at Honor Resort, the park opened at 8.
Yeah.
And we still had a 45-minute wait. And when we got off the ride, the park had opened up to the public and the line was already at 3 hours.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
But worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And then what's the one ride that everyone can skip if they're going to Disney World?
Oh,
You're probably the worst person to ask because you love all of them.
I do.
You love
I do.
them.
And my answer would be based on what we have here, and that's not fair to the viewers who aren't in LA. The listeners that aren't in LA.
Yeah.
I mean everything was great.
Everything's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Best country to drink
for
at.
me personally, you can skip Everest because I hate roller coasters.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't been in about 10 years, but when I went.
Oh no, I know what it is. Primeval Whirl. Fuck that ride.
Which one?
Primeval Whirl.
Primeval Whirl.
Yes.
What the fuck is that?
It's in Animal Kingdom in the dinosaur area.
Okay.
And it's Goofy's Sky School that we have here.
Okay.
But it's the story that goes to the ride is it's the seconds before the meteor hits and the dinosaurs go extinct. So you are going up and around. You go up and then you kind of go swing back and forth, and then you go down this not steep, but you go down this one hill.
Okay.
And I was fine with that because that's what we have at Goofy Sky School.
Yeah.
But the part that I didn't like is then the ride just starts spinning.
Oh,
for like a good 30 seconds, and I'm just like, I'm done. I was done after the hill.
Yeah,
off this
I'm
thing.
with you on that one. I can do a good hill. I'm not a big fan of the spinning.
No,
It's just gratuitous.
it's just there to make you sick.
Yeah.
There's nothing enjoyable about spinning.
I've told you the secret to surviving the teacups, right?
Don't spin.
No, well, that helps. But like, I mean, even if you don't physically spin your own cup, the whole ride is obviously still spinning, right?
Yeah.
So what I found is you have to just stare into the eyes of the person across from you because then everything around you is like peripheral.
Yeah.
And so if you have that focus point in, like, don't look at a focus point outside the teacup because
Right.
you're constantly moving, trying to focus on it. Inside works. And so I went with now a friend, but at the time basically just an acquaintance. We ended up in the same teacup together, and we discovered this. So we had a real solid bonding moment of we just like had to stare at each other's eyes for like 2 minutes straight.
Sounds beautiful.
It was great. It was a magical moment.
It sounds
I
like
highly
it.
recommend it. Oh my God. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
We're happy to have you back. And the nice
It's
thing,
nice to be back here because I haven't recorded in 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say the nice thing about having you back is we can actually do an episode timely with what's going on in the
Topical.
world. Yeah,
So instead of being 3 weeks behind, we're now 1 week behind like usual. Isn't that exciting?
Hey, this time we're only 2 days.
It's true.
Only 2 days. That's pretty solid. But I mean, we're going to be catching up a little bit on some slightly old news, but great for auto medium. Tons of trailers.
Super
have
Bowl.
dropped.
Can you believe Justin Timberlake ripped off her bra?
Oh my God. Did you watch that when it happened back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, I did too, actually. It's like, what the fuck just happened here? Yeah, but lots to talk about in terms of trailers. So I mean, tons did drop during the Super Bowl. So we had a brief new Infinity War trailer, which was awesome.
Jurassic
World, which looks better the second time around, I will say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it no matter what.
That's a movie that, like, for me, marketing isn't gonna get me any more excited. It's almost just like a chore to go see that movie.
Did you not like Jurassic World 1?
I did, but I'm not like huge into this new world. Like, I love the original.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, it's just a disaster film at this point.
Yeah. I mean, there are aspects of it that I'm intrigued by.
I will say I'm more excited for Jurassic World 2 than I am for Rampage. Does that count for anything?
I finally watched the trailer for that. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is going on?
I know.
Oh, God. And then, of course, we had the Solo trailer, which I was like, man, the first time I watched it. I've now seen it a few times, having gone to see Black Panther a few times. Obviously, it's up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be fun.
I would have much, as like most of the Star Wars fans, from what I've heard so far, is everyone just wants a Lando movie.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have much preferred
We just want a movie with Donald Glover.
We should do, can we get a Lando movie with Chewie?
Yeah.
Because I love Chewie. So let's get the two of them, and we can just skip. I don't really care about a young Han Solo. I like Alden Ehrenreich. I really liked him in Hail Caesar, which I otherwise did not like.
Right.
I think I probably mentioned that before. I don't know. It's hard to get from the trailer if he's going to be good in that role or not.
Well, because he doesn't say a word in the trailer.
Yeah, we get all voiceover. I think we get like
Lando literally doesn't say a word in the trailer. He screams at the end, and that's all we get from Lando.
But he's just so fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's that mustache. He's got that bright yellow jacket on. And just, oh my God. Now, I mean, look, of course we're going to go see it. I guess I actually am looking forward to it, even if I'm not like crazy excited for it.
Yeah.
At this point, having seen Black Panther, which we'll, I think, touch on at the end. Spoiler alert, fucking loved it.
It's so good.
Super excited for Infinity War. Which is next.
Finally.
Next. But we did have some other trailers come out. What should we start with?
Let's start low and work our way up.
So Venom.
Yep.
I haven't watched the Mr. Sunday movies video yet.
Okay. The highlight from it, which I still want to, I want to try to do this with my mom, which I hope I can do it before she listens to this episode.
Okay.
So I have 48 hours, but
get on top of that.
The Weekly Planet podcast posted this this prompt of show this trailer to someone who doesn't know who Venom is and ask them what they think the movie is about. Because if you look at it from that perspective, this is kind of about a guy that was in a train crash and is waking up and is now a little bit crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
And there also happens to be some black goo that might do something.
You know, it looks like it might be still from space because it looks like there's a spaceship crash, right?
Yes.
So I guess it is
still a symbiote.
Alien, so that's kind of cool. I thought maybe they might go the ultimate route and have it be in the Ultimate Comics, it was Peter Parker's dad and Eddie Brock's dad were both working on like this it's basically a medical goo that you could use to like heal injuries and that sort of thing, and it goes crazy, becomes a symbiote. So I guess it's better that it's Alien. That's more grounded in the comics.
Yeah.
I'm just still wondering how the fuck are they going to get away with it being Venom without it ever coming in contact with Spider-Man? Because that's the whole point. It comes in contact with Spider-Man first, it absorbs his abilities, and then when it bonds to Eddie, or whoever else, we know it's Eddie Brock in this particular iteration, it carries over the powers of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is it?
Well, there are rumors, and I mean, this isn't going to help the case, but there are rumors that Carnage is going to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So maybe Carnage already has the powers.
I guess, but you feel like, I mean, it might be interesting to do a reverse on the typical format, which is that the hero has the technology first and the villain steals it and goes off with it. So it might be interesting to have the villain occur first and then the hero come along. So I guess it's possible that, but again, it doesn't make any fucking sense. The black suit Spider-Man is such a huge part of that origin, and a huge part of just the arc of the character. I mean, obviously, it wasn't done well in Spider-Man 3 for various reasons, but like, it's a good story.
It does give us the best piece of cinema ever, though.
Oh, that's true. Peter Parker like strutting his stuff down the street with emo hair.
It's unbeatable. There's no filmmaker that could ever top a scene like that.
No, it's true. I will say though, the suit did look good in the movie, the black suit, and actually, I liked the styling of Venom, even if it was the wrong version of the character. In that movie. Who knows?
Yeah. What the other thing that I picked up from this trailer that I don't know if it's them trying to hide the CGI or if he has a telekinetic villain. But there's two scenes. There's one where they're in like a lab and you just see everything get thrown to the side.
Oh yeah.
And then when he's driving through, like Tom Hardy's on a motorcycle and he drives through these two SUVs and they just kind of fly up in the air.
Oh, you mean what is obviously a stuntman on a motorcycle, not Tom Hardy?
No, it's Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy does his own stunts. I can't tell if the main villain, which may or may not be Carnage, if they are just psychic or if we're going to see those scenes again, but you're gonna see like the Venom tentacles from his back, and that's what's like throwing everything around. Oh,
that could be. Yeah, maybe they're going with the Marvel route there and making tweaks in the trailers, not give stuff away.
Yeah.
It's
or
possible.
as Mr. Sunday Movie, who we steal our podcast from.
Absolutely, yeah.
As they put it, maybe they just don't know what the suit is supposed to look like yet.
That's true.
And so it's not that they're hiding the CGI. It's just they just don't know how to make the CGI yet.
No, it's funny that you mentioned we ripped them off because so the Watchtower database, James Strucker, who does that, like we're friends on Facebook now. We realize we're both in the weekly the Weekly Planet Podcast Great Mates Facebook group, and he put a post and they're like, "Oh, look who you happen to discover!" Like, and I made a comment like, "Oh yeah, like of course I'm here. We ripped off their podcast."
Yeah,
oh yeah, we do too.
It's great.
Yep, that's all we do. Look, I mean, I've said it before with Venom, the fact that it has Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Riz Ahmed, those are all like really good actors who I would feel like wouldn't do this just for the paycheck. I feel like they'd only do it if they could actually get something out of it. And then Ruben Fleischer did a great job with Zombieland, less so with Gangster Squad, and I haven't seen 30 minutes or less, so I don't know.
Okay.
But
I remember that movie with Jesse Eisenberg and someone has a bomb.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that movie.
So I don't know. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it's good. Trailer's terrible, but we've had bad trailers for good movies before.
It's true.
So They're
starting off with just low expectations. That's their goal.
Okay, wait. Let me see if I can guess now what you rank as number 3 on our 4 trailers we're going to go over based on quality. I'm going to guess you're going to do Deadpool next. Okay. Only because you're super excited for Ready Player One, but I love the Deadpool trailer.
Me too.
Yeah.
I was fine interchanging either of those.
Okay, yeah. I figured it's a good guess. I love the whole structure of it where it's just like what is this? It's CGI arm? What are you trying to do? Get rid of a mustache?
Yeah.
It gets to him playing with like the Sheriff Woody Deadpool, and it's just, oh my god.
Yeah, and he even like throws in the joke about Josh Brolin's height.
Oh yeah,
because for people who don't know, Brolin is only like 5'10".
Oh, is he really?
But Cable is supposed to be like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was a nice little nod. Obviously, the Toy Story joke it was very homey for me.
Yeah, perfectly in line. Yeah, it just looks really damn good.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like as long as they deliver what I would want from a Deadpool sequel, which I mean that's the case for all movies, right? But I think this is David Leitch. Yes.
Sure.
So, because Chad Stahelski and David Leitch were the 2 directors of John Wick, and they have subsequently left to go do other projects. And I'm pretty sure it's David Leitch is doing Deadpool 2. But John Wick 2 delivered exactly what I wanted from a John Wick sequel. I got caught up in my own confusion. So do that for Deadpool. I'm on board.
I mean, if the movie's anything like the trailers, I'm already excited.
Yeah,
because like they've killed both trailers already.
Yeah, and even just the marketing too. Like there was that great Valentine's image that came out. You probably saw it of Deadpool painting Cable, but he's drawn it like Josh Brolin from Goonies.
Did you see the updated one?
Which one was the updated one? Because I've seen people riff on it. So what's the?
Josh Brolin posted one of Cable painting Deadpool, but he's painting the ugly skin.
Oh, the Weapon X or
Yeah.
Weapon 11 Deadpool, whatever, from X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I've seen that, and I've also seen Cable painting Green Lantern in place of Deadpool.
That's what I want.
My favorite one that I saw, though, this is like the fans have gone and done, was it's Deadpool drawing, and it's Henry Cavill's Superman off in the distance with a mustache, and then the easel is a close-up of his face without a mustache.
That's amazing.
So good. Yeah.
I do have side news that I
Okay.
forgot to talk about before the movie. Because DC continues to just throw out any potential movie in hopes that fans will get excited for it. I don't know if you heard about this.
Which one is this?
Now they're talking about Lobo, which we briefly talked about
Oh,
a few
yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah. Who was attached to produce? Who was attached to direct it? Who was it?
I don't remember.
Let me just look this up real fast. 'Cause I remember I liked the person.
Yeah, but it's if they all they have to do with Lobo is just make Deadpool again.
I had it wrong. I don't like the person.
Who is it?
It's Michael Bay.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yep. Yeah, I forgot because I was going to lead with that with Michael Bay.
I feel like there was. I feel like maybe there was an iteration at this one point where Guy Ritchie was attached, which I could kind of see working.
Yes.
Because like,
yes, because
Snatch.
this was initially budgeted for $200 million.
Yeah, I'm like, that's no.
Right. If you can make
no.
an amazing Dead, because they're just making this to rival Deadpool.
Yeah.
And Deadpool was made for 50.
I think the first one was, I want to say 40 or 50.
Yeah.
Maybe 60 at the max. I imagine the new one's probably closer to around 100.
Right.
If not a little bit more. But like that's a pretty good guarantee on investment there. But no, it should be like dirty and gritty and like, I mean, obviously it's going to be effects heavy because the way that it would have to be.
Yeah.
But don't make it no.
I know. And not Michael Bay.
And not Michael Bay. No. Oh.
There was a
Well, I think they got their answer on that one. So
yeah. So we'll see. And also another point that fans had talked about is they already kind of blew it with acting, because who would be better for Lobo than Jason Momoa?
That's true. He would have been perfect for Lobo.
Yeah, because like the two names that I've seen thrown out are both already taken in the DC universe.
What, The Rock?
Lobo and The Rock.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Momoa would have been absolutely perfect for it.
Yeah,
really perfect for it. Because that his kind of like bro mentality, like the bro attitude that he got, would work even better for Lobo. Although to be fair, I did not have an issue with him in Justice League.
Neither did I. No, I'm not saying like I'd rather see that. I love him as Aquaman.
Yeah, but he would have been
perfect for Lobo.
spot on for Lobo. Yeah, and it's one of those things where I think if they had actually gotten him in a decently budgeted Lobo movie, I think it would have done well enough that they could have had not quite the same rival as a Deadpool, but they could have had their own thing going on, and I think it would have been successful.
Yeah.
But I think now they're just going to put some other random person in there, like cast Zac Efron or something.
I wouldn't mind that. The name I was thinking...
Yeah, let's do a Lobo musical starring Zac Efron.
Down.
All right.
High School
We've
Musical
solved it,
4.
Warner Brothers. Thank God you listen.
Yep. I could see... I wouldn't like it, but I'm just like thinking... Because DC is just trying to pick up any muscle actor at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And the only person that I can think of that's left is Marky Mark.
No.
Exactly.
No, he would not be good as... Oh my God, I'm a bounty hunter.
I want to see Lobo with like this intergalactic bounty hunter with a super thick Boston accent. I want him to be from the planet Boston. And it's Marky Mark hunting Matt Damon.
I would not watch that, but I would appreciate its existence.
Yes. Ben Affleck is in it, not as Batman, but as Ben Affleck.
Just as Ben Affleck, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, God, I hope they never make that fucking movie.
I know.
Okay, number 2.
We'll speed through these next year. Yeah.
Okay, Ready Player One.
Yes.
I think it was called like the Imagination trailer because it's all done to a cover of Imagination for Willy Wonka. Looks fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They had me when I saw a whole bunch of Halo Spartans like racing across the battlefield. I'm like, I'm in.
This just
That's all needed.
It's basically they're just like, hey, my kid talks about this.
Yeah.
Let's just put it in there.
Yeah. No, I'm super damn excited for this. Like It's probably not going to be great, but
Oh, but
I will be
want
shocked
it.
if I'm not super entertained by it.
It's the dream, the highest it could possibly get for me. Because my two favorite movies are Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Right.
which Steven Spielberg produced, executive producer, and Scott Pilgrim, which
Yeah.
is just a conglomeration of a bunch of video game stereotypes
Yep.
and tropes. This movie could potentially bring those two movies together.
It absolutely could, yeah.
And that is the highest it could ever be for me.
I wonder what Spielberg's lowest rated film is on Rotten Tomatoes. It might be 1941, which I've never seen. But
I
it's
have
like this
no idea.
weird like World War II era comedy with Dan Aykroyd. It's
Okay.
Dan Aykroyd. I don't know. But it's Spielberg. Like in Spielberg we
It's
trust.
Spielberg, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. It looks like a lot of fun.
I just want it to be so good.
And it's interesting too because I know he's been maybe his New Line has the rights to do Halo because I know Peter Jackson was attached at one point, as was Neil Blomkamp, and then Spielberg's been attached to do a series for a while.
Halo. I don't really know what's going on with the Halo world because there's been
I don't know either.
talks and murmurs of a movie since Halo 2, and that
Yeah.
was that was like 2004.
2004. Yeah. So it's been a long damn time. Okay, I'm trying to find his lowest rated film as a director. We're not counting executive producers because he produced like Transformers movies and like Eagle Eye. Man, I mean, even like War of the Worlds, which I did not really care for, 74%. Catch Me If You Can, 96%. That's
So good.
That's a goddamn great movie.
He direct that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was his like the closest he's ever gotten to do a Bond film.
okay.
Like, that's part
I
of the
love Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, that's part of the reason they have that bit about him wearing Sean Connery's suit and buying the DB5 and like they play the music and it drives across the screen because Spielberg's he loves Bond. He's always wanted to do a Bond, and I think kind of like a Nolan. I think he's just too big to do one of those movies. I think the Broccoli's would have a hard time giving up that much creative control.
Okay.
That being said, they let Sam Mendes do whatever he wanted on Spectrum. We saw what happened. So, okay. Why don't you start talking about our last trailer that we're super excited for? Oh, wait, hang on. The Lost World, 53%.
Okay.
But keep going.
Um,
Hook, only 29? The fuck is wrong with
Really?
you people? What?
Wow.
What?
That's embarrassing.
No. Just no.
That is
No Rotten Tomatoes.
embarrassing.
You are mistaken.
Yes.
I fucking love Hook. Yeah, 33 in 1941.
Okay.
There you go.
Wait, is this the Robin Williams Hook?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like the reviewers got it mixed up with any other Peter Pan live action
like
movie.
that movie. Okay, it's a little on the saccharine side, that's a fair criticism to throw at that Spielberg. That is a really damn good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's got so much incredible
I
production
feel
design and great
like
performances.
like
and,
the reviewers were watching Pan and just got the name wrong.
Yeah, like even this is like I feel like a really good like genuinely emotional performance out of Robin Williams too. Like he's not just hamming it up. He is a little bit, but like it's a genuine. And like Dustin Hoffman as Hook. Less said about him now, the better. But at the time, he made a damn good Hook. So I don't know. All right, fuck it.
Okay.
We've gone too far. All right,
we're gonna
Incredibles.
speed through the last one. Incredibles 2. We finally got a trailer. We finally know what the plot of the movie. I mean, we know what the idea of the movie is, and
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
It absolutely does.
It's everything that I've wanted in a sequel. You get to see like a sleep deprived Mr. Incredible with his 5 o'clock shadow, feeding Jack's cookies and hoping to keep his powers at bay.
The whole idea just seems so fantastic to have Elastigirl be the one who gets to jump into the spotlight, and for Bob have to stay home and take care of the kids. It looks amazing.
It looks so good.
I'm
I'm so excited for this.
I just rewatched The Incredibles today because I just felt like it. And that movie, goddamn,
It's still my favorite animated movie of all time.
It might be mine actually. I've always said that I prefer Wall-E. And I should go back and revisit Wall-E. I think I just appreciate Wall-E as like maybe a slightly more bit of sophisticated filmmaking, maybe on some level.
Yeah.
And it makes me cry every time I watch it.
As Pixar's good at.
Aspects of dude, even The Incredibles kind of did it for me today. I was rewatching it when he's saying like, "Oh, I'm not strong enough." I'm like, "Oh God, he's not strong enough. He just can't do it.
He's scared. He's super strong, but he's not strong enough."
He's so vulnerable."
I talked about the Pixar problem in the last podcast, right?
Pixar.
I think I talked about it with you off air.
Problem. What's the problem?
How after Up and Wall-E, they've transitioned from emotional storytelling to just trying to make viewers cry.
Yes, you did mention that. I can't remember if it was a real conversation or a recorded conversation.
Outside or inside the podcast world. Yeah. I don't remember. If I didn't, there's a video about it on YouTube. Go and find it.
Yeah, I'll add it in the plugs. Yeah, I mean, I think that is fair. It is basically just designed to make you cry. I mean, Inside Out did that for me.
Yeah.
It didn't help. I've probably mentioned this before on air too. But it didn't help that I saw Inside Out with my mom, I think maybe 2 weeks before I was leaving to move to LA.
Oh yeah, that was the first thing I saw when I moved out here.
I know, right? And it's like, oh, this was a terrible idea.
Yeah. That was the first movie I saw by myself.
Oh no.
And I walked out of the theater just as a broken man.
Yeah. It'll do that. They're really good. They're really good. I'll real quick though, we will get into our actual topic for the day, but I want to say one last thing about The Incredibles 2.
Okay.
I realize more than anything else, the single thing I'm most excited about, this means we get a second Incredible score from Michael Giacchino.
Yay!
Because I had this realization at the end of last year going through like my list of favorite movies, but just perfect music to visuals in a movie gets me every single time.
Yeah.
Part of the reason I love Black Panther. Amazing music all the way through. Oh my god,
the score was amazing.
Oh, that's my plug. It's just the fucking score. But The Incredibles, like, because it is so James Bondy, but also so very superhero.
Yeah.
And watching it again today, actually, there's like little bits of Star Wars in there too. Like even if you think about like the 100-mile dash or whatever, like going through the trees, that's very in line with the speeder bikes. There's some other moment too, but it's so Bondy, but it's not.
I know. It's we have a good year in front of us with a couple of blemishes, but mainly good.
Mainly good, yeah. So because we're about ready to go record our
first of 13?
11. First of 11 crossover podcasts with our good friends.
Well, if we're doing every superhero film plus Solo.
Yeah, Solo was on the list.
Yeah.
The Trevor sent.
Because there's just 11 superhero movies on their own.
But that list that he sent, I know included Solo. I don't know if it included Ready Player One. That might just be us.
Okay.
It might just be us having to do our own special.
That's fine.
For that. But yeah, we're tentatively going to do 11 crossovers. And so the first one will be Black Panther. We're recording this actually tomorrow night, which I will make sure that I get a hold of the recording, so we'll get it out the door hopefully by Thursday of this week. That's my goal. So Black Panther, Avengers 3, Deadpool 2, Solo, Incredibles 2.
Oh, I know the
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Teen Titans Go, the movie Venom.
Yeah.
X-Men, Dark Phoenix, Into the Spider-Verse, Aquaman.
It's because they moved New Mutants to next year.
That's true. That's right. Yeah, that's what that saved us on that one. So, oh my god, that's gonna be a great list. Super excited about it.
Yes.
All right.
Should we talk about what we're supposed to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about what we're supposed to talk about. So I was really excited for this week because Nighttime, which is the first episode we're talking about.
Oh, we're talking. Okay, switching it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
You also have Nighttime and
Firefly.
Firefly. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is easily my favorite Superman episode so far.
Yeah. So do you know what this episode was going into it, or did you go completely cold? Okay.
I had seen the clip of Bane fighting Superman before.
But you weren't
I didn't
sure
know that was
where
this
it came from.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So this is one of, it is, I think, the best Superman episode
because it's a Batman episode.
It's basically a Batman episode, but I mean, it is still at the end of the day, it is a Superman episode. Like,
yeah.
So basically, what it is that Batman has gone missing, and so Superman heads over to Gotham to figure out what's going on, and Robin's like, every time I show up for the bat signal and Batman's not there, it gets worse and worse. So Superman decides to dress up as Batman and investigate.
Yeah.
What a great fucking setup.
It's so good.
For an episode.
And this is a storyline that's been done multiple times in the comics.
Yeah.
And it also happened once in Brave and the Bold.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
Oh, that's got to be good.
It's so good. Because it's just the scene of the review. Because have you watched a Brave and the Bold episode?
I've seen clips.
Okay.
I've seen the Gotham Sirens singing about how Aquaman is sexually impotent.
Yes.
Yeah. Or inadequate, maybe more
the setup for those episodes is the cold open is always an ending of
Oh, okay, right.
of them, if him teaming up with one person, and that is ending.
Yeah.
So it just feels like it's a constant stream of episodes. So it's a cold open of them too.
I do love me a good cold open.
Yeah, and it's you see like Batman take off his hood and it's Superman, and then you see Superman like take his face off and it's Batman.
It's Batman probably wearing the Batman mask.
Oh yeah,
underneath it, right?
absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
And it's so good. But this one is just as good.
What I love about this too is it throws a fun challenge at both Kevin Conroy, but also Tim Daly, because. So obviously, for the most part, whenever Batman is speaking, it's Superman doing a really good impression, which he says he can do because he's got both really good
He's perfect muscle control.
Yeah, and a good ear. So, but it's Kevin Conroy playing what he thinks Superman would be like playing Batman.
Yes.
And even just the way they go into the animation of it, too. Like when Superman first shows up dressed as Batman to talk to Commissioner Gordon, the way he's standing, like way, way, way too straight, and his head's way far back there.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that's what Batman would do.
Right. My favorite little thing about this is after they fight Clayface and they go and arrest Mad Hatter.
Bane. They fight Bane.
So yeah, they fight Bane and they go and arrest Mad Hatter. And you see Robin comes up and like puts the handcuffs on, and you see Superman like struggling to not smile.
Yeah.
Because he's still supposed to be Batman.
Yeah. And
like Mad Hatter's looking at him smile, and he's like so confused. And he's like, you can see him just like fighting the urge of like, I have to be serious.
Yeah.
And that was just like such a perfect, like, that's how I imagine the perfect moment between the two of them.
Yeah. It's all done in little subtle things. Like, so at one point, Robin and Superman have to break into Wayne Enterprises, which, one little quibble here, wouldn't they just have a built-in entrance at this point?
They should.
They really should. But one of the things I love is that Superman makes a comment about not being used to doing all the sneaking around. And Robin's like, well, that's half the fun.
Yeah, it's what we do.
Yeah, and I think that's always been one of the strengths of Robin, either the Tim Drake iteration or Dick Grayson, is that Robin does have fun with this. Like, it can be fun. You do get to swing around the city and like beat the crap out of bad guys and sneak around. And I think we start to see Superman a little bit having fun with it because he can have fun in a way that Bruce would never let himself admit that he enjoys it or ever actually enjoy it.
And the other little detail is when he first does meet Gordon and being Batman, and he like Gordon hands him a photo and he's just like staring at it.
He doesn't know who it is. Yeah.
Right. And so Robin has to be like behind him whispering like, it's Bane. That's Bane in the corner. Yeah. It's like, oh, Bane is back.
Bane.
I'll fix this.
I also love that their visual indication of how that worked is they zoomed in on not where his actual ear would be, but like the actual bat ear.
Yeah.
Like that's center framed. It's such a silly little detail, but it is really, really fun.
They have so much fun with this, and we get to see them have fun with it.
Yeah, and what I like too is this is an all-star episode. Like I think this is a perfect example of why having a sort of shared continuity is so great, and I think this is something that I think Marvel's actually getting pretty good at too.
Yeah. Of
more or less just like having a scene where a lot of people show up that are coming from disparate places and they just get to play out a scene and then kind of disappear and go on and we can continue the story. Because in this...
Because even the opening scene, it's a Batman villain in Metropolis.
It's Roxy Rocket who, because of the weird way I've structured the podcast, we always do a Superman and a Batman, we haven't met her yet.
Okay, I was a little confused.
Yeah. So I think, I want to say 2 episodes from now is
Roxy Rocket?
Is the introduction of Roxy.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't remember much about her. I'm not sure if she's even from the comics or not. She might be a cartoon original character.
She feels like an original.
Yeah, write to us if we're wrong, which we probably are. But yeah, so we meet her first, and she's in Metropolis because, as she puts it, like, well, Batman gone, like, it's crime.
Yeah, we weren't
crazy.
sure if you were gone too.
Yeah. So like, don't you guys have some sort of like meetup club? And I think it was sad. Superman's like, well, we're not exactly friends. I'm like, oh, come on, you guys are buds at least.
It's a friendly rivalry.
It is, yeah, and I think it's fun. This episode too, actually, if you think about it in the overall arc of the DCAU, actually pretty critical in, I think, bringing them a little bit closer together.
Absolutely.
Because Superman saves Batman. I mean, he saves Bruce's life. He saves Robin. He steps in and helps out.
Saves Gotham.
Saves Gotham. Saves, like, I guess, the planet, because Brainiac probably was going to... Spoiler, Brainiac's in it. Yeah, destroy the planet.
Yeah.
But you can see where, given the circumstances, Bruce would develop a slightly less begrudging respect for Superman for stepping in and helping, but not necessarily overstepping his bounds.
Right.
That, it wasn't just that Superman shows up as Superman to clean up the city,
Yeah.
is that he does his best to do things
As Batman.
Which is, it's fun to see that play out. And I jumping back a little bit, kind of tying it in too, though, I love that scene where it's Bane, Riddler, and Mad Hatter teaming up together to just go on a crime spree, given that Batman's gone.
And if you think about it, that is the perfect trio to defeat Batman.
Oh, yeah.
You have the muscle, the brains, and the psychologic destruction.
Yeah. We've said it before that if the Mad Hatter weren't getting in his own way, he would be one of Batman's deadliest villains because he is a fucking genius and he really understands this tech.
Yeah.
And although they don't play up as much in the DCAU, Bane is also crazy smart, more so in the comics than here. But that is actually a really deadly trio of people.
Yeah.
Especially with Batgirl and Nightwing gone. I love that they were looking for Ra's al Ghul, the little reference there.
Yeah.
Some guy named Ghul.
So, yeah, some ghoul guy.
Yeah, with just Robin left there, that would have been a serious threat.
Yeah.
But I just love that we get to have all of them in there. And the Penguin, too.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. Yeah, they stop off and visit the Penguin.
Oh, yeah.
first.
That was an amazing scene. Kick the desk. What? Just do it.
Yeah, and a Superman kick sends the thing flying.
Yeah.
But again, Superman is uncomfortable trying to act like Batman, and so Robin's
He's
coaching
uncomfortable,
him.
being to interrogate someone.
Yeah. Except for, wait, didn't he hold someone out a window recently?
Yeah. But that was for Lois.
That's true. Yeah, it's a pretty Batman-esque move. But that's a great move. But even just having a scene dedicated to stopping by and interrogating the Penguin, it makes the whole world feel really built up and fleshed out at this point.
Right.
And I like the new role the Penguin has filled, because we talked about the fact they didn't know what to do with him the first time around. He was just kind of another caper style villain.
Yeah.
And to have him have a legitimate nightclub, but he's so deeply ingrained in the underworld, he knows what's going on.
Right. He's the guy who with his ear to the ground.
Yeah. Which I feel like that's a role he's played oftentimes in the comics too, and it gives him this nice little niche where he is kind of keeping a toe in both the legitimate real world and also the underground, and trying to balance those two things with this constant interruption in the form of Batman.
Yeah. He does it much better than Bubby. What's the sailor?
Oh, Bibbo Babowski.
Yeah.
I don't know if we even ever get him again.
That's fine because Penguin does it better.
He does it better. Yeah. I don't know if does Bibbo come around in season 3? Maybe. I feel like we get a glimpse of him in Justice League. He must be in the crowd at Superman's funeral.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I would be surprised they didn't have him in there. But I also felt like, I think this is our first time seeing the new iterations of Bane, Riddler, and the Mad Hatter, right?
Yes.
So what do you think of their new designs?
I like the old Mad Hatter. Sorry. Yeah. I like the old Mad Hatter and the old Riddler.
Okay.
Bane was close enough. I still like him.
Yeah. Yeah, this version
it's pretty similar to the old one.
Yeah, this Bane's a little more S&M, with the spiked collar, and stuff like that. I do like this version better though. I think I kind of like moving away from the sort of luchador look.
Okay.
I don't know. He just seems more intimidating this time around. I thought it was a different voice, but actually it is the same. So I mean, it's interesting you like the original Hatter better, because I understand the Riddler. I think the Riddler is one of the few designs that I think lessened going from old to new.
The Riddler design is kind of always all over the place.
It is.
In every iteration, they do something crazy with him.
Yeah, well,
which is fine because you get to see cool ideas.
Yeah, this one feels very Frank Gorshin, the '60s version, because it's basically just a bright green jumpsuit and a bowler hat.
He's bald now.
He's bald now too, which I thought was kind of a weird choice. I'm not sure why that was in there. And I think I'm trying to remember. We never get a full Riddler episode in the new Batman Adventures. He makes an appearance here. I feel like he makes an appearance somewhere else. I can't remember if he actually has any lines in that or not. And same with the Mad Hatter. I don't think we ever get a Hatter episode.
This is such a unique Hatter.
And I think I guess from a design perspective, I can see why the old one is more appealing. I feel like this one has more personality, though.
Yes.
He's quirky because he's always talking in rhymes. And even when he mentions that the circuits of alien origin, he holds his hand up in this really weird way. And I feel like they put a lot of personality in there that we didn't get a chance to see out of him before.
Yeah. Well, because the old Mad Hatter was just an obsessive person.
Yeah.
This Mad Hatter just seems like a psychopath.
He's just quirky.
Yeah.
He's just weird. And I find him actually quite charming in a weird way in this too. Because he's intimidated by a very overpowered Batman who can like throw off an Easter Island head and not get killed. Or I love too when he's trying
when he's
trying
running,
to escape,
yeah.
and Superman just zips back and forth to block his way, and he's baffled by it.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, you also have to understand from their perspective, from the villain's perspective, they've been fighting Batman for a while,
for years,
and now he's super strong and super fast. Like I would just surrender.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even try and run at that point.
Well, and you can see where the Hatter basically does, because he does help them.
Yeah.
Because he actually gets so excited at this really advanced like nanite technology that he's kind of into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I like about this whole dynamic is we get to see all these guys kind of fill into their own personal niche in this world. I would have liked a little more Riddler, I think, though, because I love him in general.
Me too.
But hey, we will always have If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich?
That's right.
One of the best episodes
of all
time.
So I guess the plot of this episode is Bruce has been infected by nanites.
Yeah.
By some unknown source. As we learned from Mad Hatter, it is not Wayne Tech, LexCorp, or Star Labs.
Right.
It seems alien. Mm-hmm. So as we said before, it's Brainiac.
Which I guess we hadn't seen him in a while.
No.
I think because Superman says, oh, you must have like jumped from Lex's computers into Wayne Tech computers. And I guess the last time we saw him was when he kidnapped Lex Luthor in the basement of LexCorp, right?
Right.
Yeah. What did you think about him being the ultimate villain in this?
It took me by surprise.
Okay.
I mean, I got it when Mad Hatter said that it's not the other three. And I'm like, oh, it's Brainiac.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It makes it feel like a Superman episode because I did kind of forget that after a while that it's not a Superman episode.
Yeah, because I mean the whole middle of it's all Gotham, and to be fair, the finale is also set in Gotham, but just even the production design just skews slightly more Superman again. When we're at the launch site because Brainiac's trying to escape.
Yeah,
we're back at the launch site. The ship looks more like Superman style. The whole room does a little bit too. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good marriage though. It still feels flawless. It doesn't feel clunky.
Right,
going between the two, which is impressive considering how tonally different those two shows are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the scene with him fighting the rocket ship is cool. We see Brainiac blow up, and we assume he's gone, but obviously we know he's never gone.
He'll come back around. What I did, there's a couple things I thought was interesting in this. One was the idea that Brainiac mentions that he researched Batman on the internet.
Yes.
Which I thought was fun.
The internet.
I also liked that Superman
the 1997 internet.
Yo, God, right? Oh, it's dial-up, I think, at that point. I also love...
it's pre-search engine. It's still message board
internet. Yeah. For me, I can never remember very specific internet milestones. I just remember that in 1998, we had to like wait a half hour for the episode 1 trailer to download. And it was like this tiny little window, and it was super grainy and terrible.
Well, the milestones, 97 or 98 was when the dancing baby GIF became popular.
Oh, God, right.
And then 2001 was when Internet 2.0 happened. And that's when we had Google became Google, Wikipedia became Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. That's when all of the major sites of the Internet formed.
Came around. Okay, we're post Netscape into the Google era, huh?
Yes, we're getting there.
Yeah, so I guess it must have been message boards, like Batman fan message boards. My God, I can only imagine what those must have looked like.
Oh, I dream of it.
Yeah, but I also love that Superman was wearing his super suit underneath the bat suit.
I know when you saw him get burned, I was ready for a shirtless Superman moment.
Oh, I was too.
And I was slightly disappointed.
I was more disappointed.
But yeah, he was wearing his suit. He did have the consideration to take the cape off though for the first time.
He did. Yeah, he didn't have a cape stashed under a suit, stashed under another cape. It would have been very much a hat on a hat sort of situation.
Yes.
But what I did find interesting is so in this episode we get two things that are super common in Superman stories. Mm-hmm. We got him having a fist fight with a also very strong opponent. Mm-hmm. We had him trying to smash up a flying object like a spaceship or a missile or something like that.
Yes.
For some reason, both those times they actually worked for me. Did you find them? Did you feel they had a different feel than in a normal Superman episode?
Yes, because this wasn't a Superman episode.
Fair enough.
This is a Batman episode that features a fist fight and a missile getting blown up, which we don't see.
Yeah.
I think that we're exhausted by it in Superman stories because we don't have the detective overlay on top of it.
Yeah, and I think in Superman, it's there oftentimes to fill space. Because here we got most of this episode's character work.
Yes.
Like the vast majority is character work. And then
The action, I checked the timestamp. We don't learn it's Brainiac until 4 minutes left in the episode.
oh shit, yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
right. Like way there at the end. Yeah, and like when Superman is, I guess it's only at the very end we finally get into like classic Superman territory of him trying to like destroy a ship as it's flying through space. But I guess it's felt kind of earned in a way that it didn't before because we got so much other good stuff before.
Yeah.
And I'd even say when he's fighting Bane, there's more character work going on there because he's also trying not to reveal who he is. So there's another level of stakes in that situation that's not just waiting for Superman to defeat a powerful villain.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking episode.
This is my new favorite Superman episode.
Yeah. And
It's great that it only took Batman to make it better.
yeah, but I mean it's still grounded in Superman as a character, and in the end it's a Superman villain, but we get, I think what the Superman animated series has always lacked was just like the richness and the color that comes from the characters that are in Batman's world. And so being able to inject a lot of them. So I mean like Bruce, Robin, Gordon, Penguin,
Bane, Mad Hatter, Riddler.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot of people in just one episode. And I love they can do that.
I know.
You can't. That's something you can.
And Roxy Rocket.
And Roxy, of course. Yeah. I mean, you like that many people in like even say one of the CW shows is a full on like crossover event. Like this
Yeah.
is just a single half-hour episode that gets all that in there, and none of it feels gratuitous. Oh my god, it's so fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's on the short list.
Yeah.
Clearly for season 3. I
Very-
told you
very easy.
season 3 definitely picks up, and I think it's because mostly we get a lot of other people coming in.
That's good.
And I'm sure you would agree with this too. I preferred Nighttime to Torch Song,
Yes.
which is our Batman episode of the week. How?
It wasn't a bad Batman episode.
No.
It's just I don't like the villain's motives just feel so creepy.
Yeah, because it's
And also the damsel in distress just seems like such a horrible person.
it's a weird episode, yeah. So it's the introduction of Firefly, and so it's Garfield Lins, and he's a pyrotechnic expert who goes on tour with this huge pop singer named Cassidy, and they used to date, and now she broke up with him, and he wants revenge, and so he builds this Firefly suit to try and kill her, stalk her. I don't know.
It turns from murder to kidnap to destroying the city.
Destroying the city, which is a weird, unnecessary escalation.
Yeah.
It did. I don't know. There was a lot of little things that I found a little bit odd. One, right from the beginning, why the hell would you put so many pyrotechnics in a small enclosed auditorium? Because that's the first way he tries to kill her.
Yeah.
He's blowing up the room.
Well, they do mention that she is just like a crazy performer. They mentioned
Yeah.
that a couple times.
So I feel like this whole universe rarely shows its age.
Yes, I would
This
like
episode.
to see. I would like to see the ID of the girl Bruce is dating. 'Cause I don't
God.
know if she is 18.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in here that just don't hold up well. I love the songs that Cassidy actually sings.
Oh, God.
because they're terrible, and they're like
so
it's like,
bad.
oh, there's fire, and then there's huge bits of fire. It's very on the nose.
Do you remember the Hex Girls from Scooby Doo?
Yes, I do.
That's what
actually.
she reminds me of.
Oh,
But the Hex
God.
Girls are still better than
The Sex
this.
Girls are still better. Yeah, I don't
And
know.
also, there's I'm going to bring up our favorite movie, the original Triple X.
Oh right.
There's that German heavy metal band.
Oh
Uh,
Rammstein.
yes.
Yes.
That sings the fire song. And when she's doing her fire thing,
Oh my
all I
God,
could
yeah.
hear was their like fire, burn
Yeah. Oh,
song
yeah.
going on.
So Rammstein is most famous for the song "Du hast."
yes.
Right.
Du hast.
So there's a like English version, right, where they changed it, like you hate me. Do you
Yeah.
know what he's actually saying?
No.
So I don't remember the exact lyrics, but it's like "Du hast mich gefragt," and it keeps going on. I don't remember the words, but essentially he's saying like, "Oh, I asked you to marry me, and you said no, so fuck you." That's
Amazing.
That's the whole point of that song. I forgot about the Firefly or whatever it was from Triple X.
Oh, It like that's just an adrenaline movie.
You know,
It's so great.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I might go back and revisit it at some point because
should.
I
It's
fucking
great.
loved it as a kid.
Oh, me too.
It's so ridiculous.
That was like in like middle school. That was my favorite movie.
Yeah, I actually like the score from that a lot too. I had the album. It was a good album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. God damn it. But yeah, Cassidy. Like, who do you think she's supposed to be modeled off of? So let's.
The woman that voiced her, because I was also trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
The woman that voiced her is the front woman for a band called the Go-Go's.
Oh wait. Oh, the Go-Go's. Who are the Go-Go's?
I don't know.
Okay.
But I assume she's parodying herself.
That would make sense. Yeah. It definitely shows its age. Like the music's terrible. Even her dress is very late 90s. Like
Yes.
just the general way she dresses, like tube top jean jacket. She like the really short hair.
I feel like she would be great friends with Livewire.
She would be. She is very Livewire. It's like I feel like these are the two episodes that really show the age of the universe.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. There's just a lot of weird little things. Like yeah, the Bruce is there with some maybe like 20-year-old
She's
girl.
easily the same age as Barbara.
Oh yeah, which I like Barbara's reaction to it, where she just
Yes.
kind of laughs at him like, Bruce, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you
what are
doing?
you doing here?
Now, what's interesting is so Bruce is at this concert where Firefly first attempts to kill Cassidy, and Barbara's also there. So eventually, Batgirl swoops in to save Cassidy.
You see Bruce. So Firefly just goes off the ends with the pyrotechnics. The whole place starts burning down.
Yeah.
And you see Bruce trying to save her, but he can't get into his bat suit because the girl keeps trying to pull him out. And so you see him so conflicted. Yes, I said yes.
Okay.
You can.
We're just gonna.
You see them so he's so conflicted trying to like he has to save her.
Yeah.
But he can't show his skills as Batman. So finally, Batgirl comes to save the day.
Do you think they did enough with that, or would you rather have Batgirl not been there and Bruce been put in a situation where he had to try and figure out how to help?
No, I'm glad Batgirl came in.
Okay.
Because we've seen that so many other times of like Batman running to the door of like, you go out this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
I really gotta go.
I just got to go.
Sorry, fire gives me the shits. Just go on without me.
Really opens up my colon.
I mean, I guess we kind of need it too because we did need at least one moment in this episode where a female character was capable of doing something positive.
Oh, God. Cassidy is such a horrible person.
So, okay, this is, I think, my biggest confusion in this episode because, I mean, it so basically just goes back and forth. Firefly's always trying to come up with traps to get her, and he eventually kidnaps her and is going to blow up the city. It's kind of dumb. Mm-hmm. But what's really interesting is the final scene is Cassidy at dinner with her manager, who's kind of set up as a sleaze all the way through.
Right.
And he's trying to pitch that they're going to take advantage of this and make it all fire-themed.
He'd be great for the new YouTube platform.
He would be fantastic for it. Which is interesting. He mentions both Firestorm and Heatwave as possible names, so the references there to the DC the comic characters.
Yeah.
But like someone lights like a flaming dessert right in front of Cassidy, and she freaks out. And this,
As she should.
well, as she should. But what I found interesting is this kind of reminds me of the end of If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? Where like a secondary character, I guess in this case kind of a tertiary character, sort of gets their comeuppance. Mm-hmm. Did that feel that way to you too? Was it this weird kind of moment? Like,
I'm glad that she had to deal with the PTSD of that because like I feel like there's a line that they missed in this episode that explains kind of the relationship better.
Yeah.
Because you see Firefly is just obsessed with her.
yeah.
And he keeps saying they dated. Mm-hmm. And then you see Bruce or Batman talking to Cassidy, and she says like, "Oh, we got dinner a couple times."
Yeah. Like, she's definitely trying to downplay it.
Yes, but at the same time, at the very beginning, I don't know if you remember this line. Firefly says, "You just used me."
Yeah.
And so I don't know how.
It's weird. There's not enough context to know what that relationship was actually like.
I needed one more line that said how she abused the relationship because you see that she just uses people.
Yeah. because she tries to use Batman.
She tries to seduce Batman into being security.
But the thing is, when that doesn't work, she does have a moment of vulnerability, which is like sorry, like I'm just scared. I don't know what to do. And so like,
I didn't see that as vulnerability. I saw that as her trying another route.
Oh, okay. So I read that as actually genuine in that moment.
Because then like she turns around and then she's just like annoyed.
Yeah.
Because I saw that as just like a secondary tactic.
Oh, maybe. It's a weird tone they strike with her. I couldn't tell what they were going for. I wasn't sure who we're supposed to feel sympathetic for, because I don't really feel very sympathetic for either. I mean, obviously, slightly more so for Cassidy, because she's nearly being murdered by like a crazy stalker.
Yeah, and she has an asshole manager.
But they definitely position her to be not entirely sympathetic, especially given that last shot. So I didn't know what they were going for. I wasn't sure what they were trying to make us feel about her.
Right. That's why I said I feel like there's one line that we missed.
Yeah. I think for me it gave the whole episode just kind of this weird tone. Like and even then the whole thing just feels a little bit sexist. Like she's called both a tramp and a beast by different people, like different male characters in it. And and
also Firefly's motives kind of went off the rails.
Yeah, at the end of it, he's like, oh, I'm going to pour this really advanced flame gel into the drains of Gotham and then
blow up the entire
whole city,
yeah.
and then you and I will, like, disappear. Like, what?
Where would you...
Why?
Yeah, I know. So we'll keep the first act.
Okay.
How would you have liked this episode to been propelled?
Oh, that's a good...
Because we've seen obsessive people before.
Yeah, I mean...
we had the Superman episodes with the guy who's obsessed with Lois.
Oh, Leitner.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even back to Mad Hatter. Like, he was obsessed with Alice.
That's right, yeah. Because also Batman doesn't do much in this episode.
He really
gets
doesn't.
beat up a lot.
He does get beat up a lot, as is Batgirl, which is their justification for why she's not around in the finale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. It's like they're walking this weird tightrope, and I would have liked to have seen it go one way or the other. I would have liked to either have Firefly been more sympathetic, maybe closer to like the original Riddler episode or Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, he just wanted revenge.
Yeah, where like he was genuinely slighted in some way. But to do that, though, it had to have been more than him getting his heart broken. Like she would have had to do something more than that. So I guess probably better they should have just committed more to her being the victim here. Mm-hmm. Her more being like a pretty decent person put in a real bad situation.
The way they could have handled that is combine her and the manager character.
Oh, that
where
could have
like
been
she's
interesting.
talking to the next, like the new pyrotechnic person.
Yeah.
Of like, I have this huge idea. I'm gonna start this new tour, and then that's when she sees the fire. Like as she's talking about it, she sees the fire desert.
Yeah.
And that's when the PTSD hits.
You're right. That would have been more interesting if she was leaning into it, and then we saw that she was gonna have to pay for the way she treated. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. How would you do it differently? I guess you just kind of answered that, I suppose, on some level.
Yeah, I don't know. Because there's also that weird scene where Firefly gasses the recording studio, and and her manager just leaves her.
Yeah, leaves her behind.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like the writers couldn't quite decide if they wanted us to feel sympathetic towards her or not.
Right.
And it's weird because I like Firefly as a character. Mm-hmm. And weirdly enough, I think I mostly like him because of this show. But he has another appearance later on that I kind of like a little bit more.
Okay.
I like him a lot, and I like that he's part of this. But this episode just didn't quite click for me. But there are some good things in here, though.
Mm-hmm. We have the best line of the season, of the series.
Yes. Oh my God.
This.
Yes. I will defer to you on this.
Are we going over it now?
Yeah.
I was gonna save it to the end.
No, I mean, we're closing on the end. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Barbara is doing research at the police station
Mm-hmm.
and on the phone with Bruce. And Bruce says the line, "What are we gonna do tonight?" Or "What are you doing tonight?" And she slides in the same thing we do every night, Pinky. And
goes right over his head.
Lost it at that. That is the best reference.
Oh, because you didn't know that was coming.
I had no idea.
See, I remember that line from back in the day because it hit me in the same way. I'm like, that's brilliant.
That was so good.
It's a fantastic line. See,
yeah.
We get that line. We get some more Alfred because he hasn't been around a lot. We get a little more of him, and then of course we get the fucking awesome fireproof bat suit.
Yeah.
I love that suit.
I know. When I saw the silhouette, I wrote in my notes, I said, "Ooh, new bat toy."
New bat toy, yeah. Actually, so the DC, the really nice DC toys, like my Batman Beyond one, they did one of that fire suit.
I think I've seen that one before because that's a great looking suit.
It's a great suit. I'm going to have to track that down. Also, I think I think this is the first time we've gotten a specialized batsuit yet in the DCAU, right?
I believe so. Is there an underwater one?
No.
I don't think yet.
No,
No.
I've never seen... I don't think he has a dedicated underwater suit.
Okay.
Because I feel like they didn't even start doing the specialty suits until Superman.
Okay.
And that's when they get like the space suit,
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah,
the kryptonite suit, and everything like that. Hi, Yogi.
Yeah, this is the first specialized batsuit then.
Yeah, it's awesome, and he's got
great.
like the flame retardant gun that
It
kind of looks like the freeze gun.
Yeah, it feels like the first draft of the Batman Beyond suit.
It does. Yeah. Because it clearly has like some like mechanized elements in there. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was like it's all black and has the gray bat symbol on it. It's a really cool,
Really sleek look.
looks. I'm glad it's almost kind of like halfway between a bat suit and Steel's armor.
Yes.
It's a lot like
I
that,
could
yeah.
I could see him with a hammer.
Yeah, right? Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
I'm down.
An ice hammer.
Yeah. Big old bat hammer. Little pointy bat ears on the
Yeah.
top of it. Actually, have you ever read Kingdom Come?
Yes.
So in that,
Yeah,
it's set in the far future. In that, Steel has switched allegiance from Superman to Batman, and he wears like a steel suit, but it's got the bat ears and a cape and the bat symbol.
Yes,
and he
I do
carries
remember
around.
that.
I feel like he carries around like some sort of lance or something like that instead of a hammer.
Yes, I remember
Kind
that.
of cool. So, yeah. Overall, though, it's kind of a weird episode, and the fight at the end is kind of boring.
All the fighting in this, we used to talk about in BTOS a lot how the writers would weaken Batman,
Yeah.
just so the villain could seem more villainous, and I feel like they brought that back for this episode.
Yeah, that's kind of the case here. Yeah, I feel like kind of like Livewire. I think for me, Firefly's a villain that you kind of have to have one episode that introduces who they are, but then whenever they get to have an appearance later on, I think they're more interesting than having a whole episode dedicated to them.
Yeah, because we've seen them do the weakening a few times, but it's usually, at least my favorite one is for the comedic value, when like he was just letting Robin and Batgirl go and fight, and he was just kind of standing there.
Oh yeah,
Like that's my favorite way of weakening them. But
Yeah.
this one, it just kind of felt like an old BTOS episode of just like,
Yeah.
I can't punch fire.
yeah. It's on the weaker end of the stuff. I wouldn't. It's not the worst of.
No, it's still a good episode.
It's still decent. Yeah, I might. We'll see how the rest of the season pans out if I would put it on my short list or not. But yeah. So shall we mosey along to plugs at this point?
Sure.
Oh wait, I didn't have any notes. I wrote some notes about Firefly. There's not. Okay, there's one.
This is where he started, right?
Yeah, so there's one
Okay.
interesting thing about him, which was that the reason he only made an appearance now was that the Fox standard and practices policies were much stricter
Okay.
than they are with Warner Brothers. So that's obviously how we get blood in the episodes, is how we can have a younger Robin, child in endangerment,
Yeah.
where he's just getting shot at all the time. One of the things is that Fox forbade any fire-based characters
Interesting.
in their run when they were airing the show. So by the time they came over here, they were able to include Firefly.
And they went over the top with that fire.
Yeah.
There was so much
So
destruction.
much fire, which if you think about it, this does kind of feel like it was written in a BTOS era. I almost wonder if maybe the first draft of this was done back in the early 90s.
That wouldn't
and
surprise
they held
me.
on to it until now.
Because yeah, you could totally replace Batgirl with Robin through this whole episode.
Yeah, and it would have been basic, because that happened to Robin all the time, where he would like get a little bit injured and then he would be missing out on the climax.
And that would explain Alfred being there too.
That's true. So a couple.
I think we've cracked it.
We did it. We solved it. All right, let me get through. There's some cool, kind of interesting little tidbits about Firefly. I'll try and get through them kind of quick here. So Garfield Lynns is the original Firefly. So he was introduced in Detective Comics number 184 in June of 1952. Dick Sprang had involvement in his creation, which kind of makes sense. But the interesting thing is the original version was not a pyrotechnic guy in a firebug suit. It was a down-and-out film special effects expert who basically goes broke, and so he attempts to rob a movie theater by setting a fake fire. So Batman and Robin show up and stop him, but he's able to get away. And in the darkness, Batman sees a firefly in the distance, which he mistakes for Lynn's cigarette. And so Batman goes in the wrong direction after him. So then Firefly names himself after that firefly. And his whole shtick was using different like lighting effects and optical illusions in his crimes, not being a pyrobug.
So he's more like Mysterio from Spider-Man.
Exactly. Or I think this version is in Brave and the Bold. I think that version of Firefly more is in line with...
It sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I don't remember that episode exactly.
Because like I said, when I looked him up, apparently in the Brave and the Bold episode that he's in, that's when Batman uses his rainbow suits.
Yes. Okay, I do remember that episode
Okay,
now.
so I clearly got to go watch, if anything, just that episode alone
Yes.
because I fucking love the Batman Rainbow suit. Yeah, but so then it was post-crisis. They went to the idea of him being like a pyrotechnic expert and an arsonist, and I guess he like sees visions in the fire and is super crazy. And at one point, he teamed up with Killer Moth, but even Killer Moth found him too crazy to work with, so he got rid of him. And then he's appeared in Arrow, but it was just they used the name, and he was like a firefighter that like got left in a burning building. And I remember this episode, like kind of went rogue. But I tried to look up his history in Gotham, because in Gotham it's not Garfield Lynns, it's Bridget Pike. It's kind of a cool, different way of doing it. That show is so fucking nuts. I couldn't possibly try to explain to you the whole history of the character. I'll just say that the one note I wrote down was pimp hunting vigilante.
Great.
She becomes
perfect.
She becomes that at some point. In The Batman, he was more industrial espionage than a pyro bug, because again, like the restrictions got a lot tighter after this show. Like they stopped using guns, like less fire, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then of course he's in the Arkham games too, which is like a pretty good iteration of him. But yeah, I kind of an interesting
kind of
character.
all over the place.
He is kind of all over the place. Yeah. I feel like he's one of those that could easily pop up as like almost like a cold open sort of thing in a Batman movie, and it'd be cool to see him there.
Yeah.
I could see it. He could have been like a good Nolan era villain, just kind of pop in somewhere. But
yeah, because he doesn't need super high tech things.
no, well, sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah, like he can be like there's so many different versions of him. He can be any level of villain.
Yeah,
be just like a guy with a flamethrower to the full on bug mask jetpack.
Yeah, which I like the bug mask jetpack.
I like
it's a cool suit. He's got that cool flame sword.
Oh, that was so cool.
It's really awesome.
Yeah.
No. I like him. So we're going to see him once more in another one of my all-time favorite episodes.
Great.
So looking forward to that. But now, let us get on to Bat Plugs.
Bat Plugs. What are you can start this time. What are you watching, listening, reading to?
Okay, sure. So I realized the other day that there's a few of the DC animated movies that I actually haven't seen. So I'm trying to like catch up on some old ones. One of those was Superman Unbound, which is based off of like the Superman Brainiac comic from Jeff Johns.
I feel like I've seen this one.
So this is the one where Matt Bomer is the voice of Superman.
Yes.
Which he should have just been Superman.
I know.
Or
Nightwing. Always Nightwing.
Nightwing, yeah.
He was always my number one choice for Nightwing.
Matt Bomer for Nightwing. Yeah, he's got the right assets for it. So
good word.
Yeah. It's not great, I'm gonna be honest. There is good voice casting, so it's him, it's Molly Quinn, who is in Castle.
Oh, I remember this.
She's Supergirl. Okay. Stana Katic from Castle is Lois, and then John Noble, who was like the dad in Fringe, I never watched, but he's got a good voice for Brainiac. But it's another one of those movies that it just kind of has a very generic plot. A lot of the character motivations are just weird and unclear. There's really clunky expositional dialogue, and like the general idea is that Supergirl has just arrived and she knew Krypton and she misses it.
Yes.
She doesn't know what her place is in the world, and then a Brainiac drone appears, so Superman ventures out into space to try and track down Brainiac, leaving Supergirl alone on Earth. So it's cool because it does give Supergirl a lot to do.
Yes.
And it gives her kind of an interesting arc. But overall, it's not great. I love Brainiac as a character. I love all those characters, actually. But it just never really gelled in a great way. It was...
Yeah.
Yogi's spotted something that's... Hang on. Yogi! Okay, all right. I think he stopped barking. Didn't quite click for me, so that's one of my plugs. I mean, I guess if you like Superman, it might be worth renting on iTunes, like $4. My other one is Black Panther in general. It's fucking amazing. Go see it. But specifically, both the soundtrack and the score.
God, that's so good.
It's amazing. I've mostly listened to movie scores, like when I'm at my desk working, and I've been listening to that a lot the last few days. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's just got so much energy to it. I fucking love it. It's amazing. Yeah. So go give that a listen. Stop listening to us. Go listen to the Black Panther soundtrack. It's way better. Yeah. So those are mine. How about you?
Great. Black Panther. Clearly, everyone go watch it. Go listen to our crossover podcast when it comes out.
A few days
eventually.
from now, hopefully. Yeah. But the plan is to try and get out as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then. I was gone for a week, so I didn't get to watch a lot.
Did you read The New Frontier on the plane when you were traveling across country with a nice...
No, because I did watch...
5.5, 6 hour flight?
I did watch... 3 billboards.
Okay, you what? No, I'm not. No. I'm gonna say you haven't actually seen 3 billboards because if you watch,
I saw a wonderful rendition of 3 billboards.
you can't watch a Martin Madonna film without swearing. The man is a lyricist with swear words.
So I watched it on the plane through the plane app.
Yeah.
And sent it to family friendly flight. I watched the censored version, which was so funny. Oh my God. Because it's not the version where they bleep out the curse words. It's the version where they try and cover it with other words.
Yeah.
And it just made it so much more entertaining.
What were some of the best ones?
I couldn't even tell you. They were so far beyond what I could even imagine.
Oh, God damn it. You've seen In Bruges, right?
No.
You haven't seen In Bruges.
I know. I keep forgetting. I need to put it closer to the top of my list.
All right, we're going to do a BFC one night where we sit down and watch In Bruges. It's his best movie.
Okay.
And he's even acknowledged that it's his best movie. It's really fucking good.
I've heard it's great. Yeah.
But again, his capacity to swear. Unbelievable.
But the other thing, I just started it before coming over here. Everything Sucks on Netflix. I watched the first episode.
It's the 90s.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, how is it?
Episode 1, I just watched the first episode.
Okay.
The story seems fine so far. I'm not super attached to any of the characters yet, but the soundtrack so far is perfect.
So what year is it set in?
Not really said.
Okay. But
I don't think they said it yet.
Early
like
90s,
mid-90s.
Mid-90s, okay.
Yeah, I would say like 94 would be my guess.
Okay.
But it's great. It opens up with one of the songs from from the Digimon soundtrack, which is why I jumped into it super fast.
Of course.
What is that song?
I couldn't tell you. I've never seen a single Digimon movie.
You should watch the movie.
I don't
because there's only one.
I don't think I should.
But the soundtrack is so good, Chris. It's like. So it's different because like the Pokemon soundtrack is amazing because that's the one that has like every 90s pop band is like NSYNC is on that soundtrack, 98 Degrees is on that soundtrack, Britney and Christina are on that soundtrack.
Fuck, really?
Yeah.
What?
But none of those songs are in the movie.
Oh.
It's just like they compiled popular 90s things and slapped the Pokemon label on it.
Okay. I mean, clever.
Yeah.
So good on them, I guess.
The Digimon movie is different because it has a 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies, Kids of America, Rockefeller Stank, All Star. The Impression That I Get, that's the song that it opens with.
Okay.
But just like these great 90s songs that they perfectly mix into the movie.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
No.
the show. The Impression That I Get is the opening song that I was trying to get to.
Oh, well, thank God you found it.
Yeah, I'll just plug those 3 things for now.
Wait, what were
2.5 things.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the
3
the
billboards.
3 billboards, which
Yeah.
I'm not including because you didn't see the right version of it. And then
Everyone
of
go
course,
watch the censored version of 3 billboards. That's my plug.
And then of course, I'll track down that Pixar Just Makes You Cry
Yeah.
video and throw that in the plugs as well. But yeah, I think that does it for us. So
We're back.
We're back.
We're back. He's back.
Yeah, thanks for listening. If you want to reach out to us and
If you want to correct us on anything that we got wrong this week,
I'm sure there was quite a bit in
Please
there.
email us.
Yeah, so we can be found at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail. I am personally at Lordifer on Twitter and Instagram. I just bought myself a Black Panther Lego set.
Nice.
It's the Royal Talon is the name of his ship.
Okay.
Yeah. So you'll probably see some photos of me having built that in the next few days.
Great.
If you want to reach out to Cameron and wish him a happy birthday,
Yes.
where can they find you, Cameron? To do that?
You can find me at CamDexter_adventures. And yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you're not really doing much with the other one.
Yeah.
At this point.
Not yet.
And I think
It's going to come back. I want to bring it back for Ready Player One.
yeah. And then so this is going to come out on the 20th. And I think that's a
Yes.
week before your.
Yes. So Core Memories Co., which is my upcoming t-shirt project, will be opening February 28th. If you're a fan of Disney or the DComs or Disneyland or any parks, check it out because we have some stuff coming out.
They're really awesome. Are any of the designs up on Instagram yet?
If you scroll through my page, you can see
Okay.
a few of them. We're starting to tease the shirts this week.
Okay. Oh, you tease you.
Yep.
Yeah, they're really, really awesome.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm particularly excited for. It's the you have a Matterhorn one.
I do have a Matterhorn one.
Yeah, it's a Matterhorn one that I like. I really, really like.
Thank you.
You're gonna get me to wear crew necks.
Yes, I am.
I hope you understand what a big deal that is.
Yes.
Guys, I don't wear crew necks. I hate them. I legitimately hate them. But these shirts are so awesome that I will fly myself in a crew neck. Can you make me a custom V-neck? Is that
Potentially. We'll talk about it.
okay? Cool. Yeah.
Who's our sponsor this week?
Oh shit! I forgot to look that up.
Well, they're going in. I'm sure they're great. They're going in
They're
right
going
here.
in right around now. So yeah, thanks for listening. And like I said, the Black Panther crossover with the podcast of Two Worlds and the Novice and Frank. My goal is to try and get it out on Thursday.
Great.
So 2 days
I
from
will
now.
start making art.
Yeah, please, Gavin, we need the art. But yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Hello, I am Sean Christopher,
And I'm Kyle Cecina.
and we are the co-hosts of Cite This Podcast, the Wikipedia of podcasts.
Each week, we dive into the nethers of the online Wikiverse, exploring the weirdest articles and even weirder lists.
From top secret government projects to wild fears and phobias to over-the-top Star Wars backstories, we got it all.
With special guests in comedy, comics, and more, you won't want to miss it.
So come on and dive down the rabbit hole with us every Wednesday on SoundCloud and iTunes as part of the Nerdist School Network.
The Nerdist School Network. For class and show information, visit nerdistschool.com.